Let us begin, Pooja.
Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's exciting and informative webinar on all about grade 11th and 12th, your pathway to IITs, NITs, medical and central universities. I am Pooja and I'll be your host for the session today. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to thank you all for joining us in this journey towards academic excellence and success. We are incredibly excited to have you with us for this enriching session. We have with us today a distinguished and highly respected guest, Mr. Subramaniam Rangineni, the CEO of Rockwoods. He is a man of remarkable credentials and passion for education. He completed his BTech from NIT Warangal and holds an MA in Education and CEOP course from IIM Indore. Not only is he a tech-savvy leader, but he is also someone who deeply cares for the success of each student. His vast experience in education, combined with his patience and dedication, has contributed significantly to shaping the success stories of many students. Rockwood's International School and Junior College provides a world-class education that combines both academic rigor and co-curricular excellence. Some key highlights of what Rockwoods offer are, first of all, digital classrooms. In Rockwoods, we leverage the latest technology to deliver engaging and interactive learning experiences. And second, we would like to talk about our hostel facilities, which is comfortable, safe, and well-equipped hostel for both boys and girls. We also do comprehensive exam preparation in Rockwoods for prestigious exams such as IIT JEE, NEET, CLAT, SAT, CUET, Olympiad exams, and many more. Apart from that, we offer excellent playgrounds and sports facilities to ensure students stay active and healthy. With over 20 years of experience and faculty from across India, our team is passionate about teaching and committed to helping students succeed. In addition to that, our collaboration with Kota's best coaching institutions ensures the highest level of preparation for JEE and NEET aspirants. With this note, I welcome once again Mr. Subramaniam Rangineni. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Pooja, for having me in this webinar. I think it's been over 6 months that I did not do a webinar for our children and our teachers. And I feel it's home coming back after a very long time talking to all of you today. And I'm also very excited to answer many of the questions what parents and students, especially about their grade 11, 12, and how preparation happen for cracking IIT JEE NEET kind of competitive examination. I'm all excited and eager to answer all your questions today. One more time, I would like to welcome all of you and very good evening, everyone. Pooja, you can go ahead, whatever questions that you have for today. Pooja, you were talking on mute.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, sir. Yeah. So, sir, parents are very curious to know about our hostel facilities. As we mentioned that we have hostel facilities for school as well as junior college. So they want to know in detail about our hostel facilities.
Sure, Pooja. I think I was expecting a lot of questions about grade 12 and competitive examination, but I would take up that question. See, in terms of hostel facility, we have spacious rooms, dormitories, and Also, after school, children can spend good amount of time in the ground, and we have very good big dining hall, I would say, and very spacious, with wide variety of books, library, where children do, can spend time, after college, in going through multiple various type of books. And we also do some kind of activities, during holidays, where children feel, they are pretty much, enjoying the entire day, after hectic schedule of preparing for, competitive examination. I think as part of our residential, we also serve very, nutritious, balanced diet. We understand, children at this stage um, need good, food in order to grow. So, health is very, very important. And, we take all those things, into account. And, we have designed, our hostel curriculum, post college, schedule. And, washrooms, typically most of the residential places, washrooms is a major concern. But with us, I would say we have ensured enough number of washrooms as per, the standard. We have kept all of these things would make, residential life at Rockwoods very comfortable, and it is also very helpful, very conducive for preparing, any kind of competitive examinations.
Thank you, sir. As you have expected, I think you have assured our parents that we have good hostel facilities. So I can see a lot of questions from academics. So, first of all, why is grade 11th and 12th so important in students' life?
Sure, I think I would say it is a very, very good question. Until grade 10, most of the students, they tend to listen to parents, they tend to listen to every teacher. And, with the 11th and 12th, as they are in teenage, it's one issue where, they tend to take, certain decisions on their own. That is one factor. And the second factor, as all of you may be aware, until grade 10, even 11 and 12, you can walk into any institute and you can seek admission into that institute, right? If you are having interest and if that institute is okay with you, and, they can take you. But after 12th, you cannot walk into, any of undergraduation colleges, and, you cannot ask a seat for you cannot get into IIT and, I will pay the fee and, give me a seat. They are not going to give you. Same is the case with any prestigious college. So after 12th, children are going to write, entrance examination, IIT, JEE, Main, Advanced, NEET, CUET, CLAT, many other exams that you talked about. Children must clear those examinations. Children who are clearing with, highest percentile, highest percentage, highest marks, they will have a choice of getting into their preferred colleges. So hence, the preparation in 11th and 12th is going to be the, very important key for any student's success. That's why grade 11 and 12th, is very, very, very important phase in any student's life. And, one more very important factor, experience that I have over last 20 plus, years of experience. This is the stage where children tend to become really good, or children tend to, become little bad because they have exposure outside. So that's why they call this stage as an intermediate and, middle stage. Keeping this in mind, 11th, 12th makes very, very, very important in any student's life. That's why many of the parents, they're very cautious in understanding the how college functions, what are the faculty, what is the management, how they function. Looking at all of these, they make a choice. I hope I answered your question, Pooja.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh, our second question is from a parent who would like to know the importance that we are giving. So they're asking how important is the foundation in school stage in order to crack competitive exams in grade 12th.
So, see, if, it would depend. A child who wanted to become an engineer, who wanted to, pursue his undergraduation in IITs, NITs, IIIT, or a child who wanted to become a doctor, wanted to pursue in AIMS or, Usmania Gandhi kind of colleges, or, children who wanted to get into central universities, based on whatever ambition children have. Keeping that in mind, especially from grade 6 to 10th, if they focus on those kind of subjects which they are going to write a competitive examination in their 12th, that would greatly help. In India, especially as there is a lot of focus on engineering and NEET kind of competitive examination, keeping that in mind, children focusing on math and science in their grade 6 to grade 10th would help a lot. And having a foundation, having strong foundation in 6 to 12th would make preparation a lot easier in their 11th and 12th. Otherwise, children do feel it is little, burdening, in their 11th and 12th. Because in 11th and 12th, syllabus is little vast. So early preparation, starting preparation as early as 6th class, if not at least 9th class, that would greatly help in their 11th and 12th.
Thank you, sir. In addition to that, I would like to also mention that right now Rockwoods have hostel facilities at two campuses, Ghatkesar as well as BB Nagar. And with this, I would also like to take a question asked by Vijay sir. So Vijay sir is very interested in knowing how does Rockwoods prepare children in their grade 11th and 12th. And sir has specifically mentioned that he's aware that our students are writing weekly tests. But what about somebody who's scoring 200 marks out of 300? So how Rockwoods, we are going to prepare them to get 99.99%.
All right. So I would say 200 out of 300 is a pretty good score in IIT JEE main kind of exam that would guarantee a minimum of 99.9 percentile. So as far as the Rockwoods is concerned, I will just come back to your question one more time. As far as the Rockwoods is concerned, for that matter, any prestigious institute, they will do weekly test for NEET, NEET exam for engineering kind of pursuing children, IIT JEE main kind of examination. They do weekly test. In the weekly test, if someone can score, if it is NEET kind of examination, if they can score somewhere around 600, 650 plus kind of score, that is considered to be extremely very, very good score. Whereas for IIT JEE main, 220, 230, 240 would be really a very, very good score. And also, all the parents and students must, remember, understand, these are all percentile based kind of scores that they will allot, meaning it's a relative, position. And if your relative position is really good, it would depend upon the number of students that are attending the exam, how many students are above your marks. Based on that, your percentile score is going to be calculated, and based on that, they will give this percentile score to you. Based on that, seat allotment would happen to you. So, I think the parent, Mr. Vijay, who is asking question, a child who is scoring around 200 is, I would say, is a good score. But if you can structure preparation and do the error analysis, where children have committed mistakes and solving those questions right after the exam as part of error analysis. If the child will continue to do that over a period of couple of months, that 200 will become 240, 250, who knows, it might be even 300 kind of score. And same is the case with NEET, same is the case with CUET. And during the course of their 11th and 12th, every week they will write this weekly test. If they can analyze the questions which they could not attempt, the questions which they have attempted wrongly, success is guaranteed for them. And during this age, children typically tend to neglect. They will be little overconfident at times. That's where, if we can sit with children, counsel children, motivate children, I'm sure they will come out, with great scores in any kind of competitive examination.
Thank you, sir. Vijay sir is asking one more question. It is specifically for BIPC student. So, sir is interested to know what proactive measures are we implementing to ensure success in NEET exams. As sir writes that we have mentioned that NEET exam preparation will begin from 6th grade. Could we please clarify how this early preparation is aligned with the curriculum and supports students when they reach 11th and 12th grade?
Sure. As I mentioned, I think most of prestigious colleges, they do a lot of intensive preparation and conduct exams. But as I talked earlier, if we can bring in error analysis, that would happen with very, very, very few colleges, and where faculty, management, and children, parents are very completely aligned. At Rockwoods, I can confidently say something like that happen here on week-to-week basis. And second part of the question that you asked in terms of early preparation from grade 6 onwards, we the kind of assessment, the methodology that we have in 11th and 12th, weekly examination, little competitive oriented type of questions, and doing error analysis. All of this we also bring in all the way from grade 6 onwards. So 6th, 7th, 8th, we do on fortnightly basis assessment, and we make children to do error analysis. Discuss classroom, typically the type of mistakes that they have done. And when it comes to 9th and 10th, the assessment, on basis on the how IIT NEET examination happen. So we give good exposure when children are in their school level itself. So when we do that without any undue pressure on children, they will be able to seamlessly get integrated in their 11th and 12th without feeling any pressure. So that is something which would happen at Rockwood's schools.
Well said, sir. Vikas sir would like to know how is the CUET exam beneficial for 12th commerce students aspiring to pursue graduation from a recognized university?
I think I hope most of the audience would have been knowing what is CUET. CUET stands for Central University Entrance Test. And in Telangana, right now, I would say exposure to this kind of examination is very minimal. But this is also one of the very good, prestigious exam if children wanted to get into central universities. So somebody wanted to get into Delhi University or any central universities across all over India. So it's not only for commerce. This exam, any group children can write, MPC, BIPC, humanities, commerce, anybody can write. So in this examination, there are going to be 5 subjects. 3 subjects are core subjects. Whatever children are, reading, opted for in their 11th and 12th, they typically pick those subjects in CUET exam. And then there is an English component, and general knowledge and mental ability component is also part of this examination. So if someone wanted to crack this examination, all that they have to do is in their 11th and 12th, have a very good exposure, read NCERT throughout your 11th and 12th. And at Rockwood's, we also do, for commerce students, every weekend we do assessment where the core subjects is part of that assessment, and mental ability, logical reasoning, English is also part of that examination. So they are reading, we are teaching, and they are preparing, and we also assess them. So all in all, CUET kind of preparation also would happen, so that children can clear this exam and get into central universities. And especially children who wanted to get into civils side group kind of examination at state level and all that, they prefer to get into central universities, and for that, CUET would be the right exam, I would say.
Thank you, sir. As we are talking a lot about competitive examination like CUET, NEET, IIT, Akriti is asking, her question is very valid. She wanted to know, many parents and students, okay, they have a confusion regarding, which board is better in grade 11th and 12th, specifically when they want to crack such competitive examination.
All right, I think the answer can be found in ChatGPT in a matter of few seconds, but for the benefit of audience, I would explain little in detail. All the competitive examinations that you have mentioned, they are national based examinations. So for them, NCERT books is going to, are the core books. Syllabus is picked straight from NCERT. NTA designs the syllabus and distributes and conducts the exam. So as they are national based examination, so the standard is very clear, NCERT. So children in their 11th and 12th, listening to NCERT kind of classes, preparing from NCERT kind of books, and writing NCERT kind of examinations would directly benefit a lot for cracking these IIT, JEE, NEET, CUET kind of competitive examination. So in CBSE, NCERT books are followed. So CBSE curriculum would definitely would be the best choice to make if someone wanted to prepare for this competitive examination. However, there is a small catch here. Most of the CBSE schools, again, I'm just saying most of the CBSE schools, times are little liberal. They start around 8:30 and then close their day by 3:30. But someone wanting to prepare for this kind of examination, that timings would not be sufficient enough to thoroughly prepare for the competitive examination. That's where at Rockwood's for 11th and 12th, we have extended timings wherein children do prepare under the guidance of our senior faculty, wherein we conduct study hours where the students' doubts are clarified in those study hours by the senior faculty. So children can take advantage of those things for intensively preparing for the competitive examination. So if someone looking at cracking these competitive examinations that we have talked, I would say Rockwoods would be the right and the best choice, with CBSE, with extended timing, with intensive preparation, counseling, personalized motivation, all of such kind of facilities we have at Rockwoods.
Thank you so much,
I
sir.
hope I answered
Yeah.
your question, Pooja.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Ram sir would like to know what are the courses that we are offering in grade 11th and 12th, and how students should decide that they want to opt for MEC or CEC. And apart from that, one more question in addition to that, what Ram sir has posted in the chat is, what are the foundation courses that we are offering for the same, and how these students will be going for competitive exams, or what kind of competitive exams they can go if they choose MEC, or someone who is choosing CEC.
So, most of the students with MPC, they look at, IIT, JEE, main advanced kind of coaching. There is one parent who is asking about MSET, FSET. I would like to answer that as well in short time. And
Yeah.
there are other institutes like, VIT, VIT EEE, VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology Engineering Entrance Exam, and then MET Manipal entrance test, and Lovely Punjab University LPU. There are many more exams children can write at the end of their 12. That is for more of MPC. Obviously, they can also look at CUET if they are planning to get into uh, central universities. And some children do prepare for NDA kind of exam. Again, all these subjects are part of that NDA examination. If somebody is opting for BIPC, for them, fortunately, there are very few examinations that they need to attempt rather than preparing for various exams like the way how they do in MPC. For BIPC, they can look at NEET, and EPSET is one more option where if they wanted to get into agriculture, pharmaceutical kind of undergraduation courses. So for commerce students, especially they look at CLAT kind of thing. However, both MPC, BIPC also can look at CLAT. As children majorly prepare math and science in MPC and BIPC, they typically don't pick MPC, BIPC and write CLAT. So they typically choose CEC or MEC to write CLAT kind of examination. SAT, across any group, they can write SAT exam if they wanted to pursue their undergraduation abroad. CUET is again option available for commerce, and CA Foundation. Children typically choose either MEC, majorly MEC, or CEC as well. So if somebody wanted to pursue, BBA kind of courses after their undergraduation, typically those students pick MEC or CEC kind of courses. And BBA kind of courses are now being offered in IIM kind of colleges right now. So majorly students, prepare for IP MAT kind of examination in their 11th and 12th. So these are all the few options, that I can recommend, for MEC, CEC kind of groups. And Pooja, in continuation to my answer to previous question about which board is better, CBSE or state board, one parent was asking about what about MSET. MSET is now being called as EPSET. So 3 to 4 years back in Telangana, and I'm not sure about Andhra Pradesh, but in Telangana, I'm very sure. In Telangana, there used to be a weightage of 11th, 12th score while allotting the MSET rank. So, and the parity, board to board, the marks were not similar. Obviously, in the state board, children tend to get liberal marks because the kind of paper that they have. And whereas, IB, CBSE, and ICSE, as the paper standard is very high, right? The marks are not as similar as that. So there was a bit of disadvantage. But now I think, if you look at, there is no weightage of the 11th and 12th marks in the MSET rank allotment. It's all the performance of the child which matters in the competitive examination. Meaning, so, whatever score child is going to get in MSET, that would decide the rank. And if you look at the syllabus for MSET, so everything what we is there in the state board, it is also part of the NCERT. NCERT is a kind of superset. So if you are preparing NCERT, you will be able to crack any kind of examination, including MSET. Whereas if you prepare MSET exam, it does not mean that child will be able to crack other kind of examination, because it is a subset examination. So if a child is preparing thoroughly, let me say for IIT JEE main exam, so by default he also has prepared for EPSET, MSET, CUET kind of examination. So the preparation for MSET is not going to be compromised. In fact, child is thoroughly prepared with NCERT even for MSET kind of examination, undoubtedly. And to tell you all the audience little more details, this year I have spent with my team analyzing the students who have performed in 12th. There are students who have continued with us 12th year. Some of their friends have studied their 11th and 12th in the state board. So, their performance up to 10th class was similar. That's how we have picked for our, validation, doing little research in terms of understanding how children performance in the state board and CBSE. So, children who have been studying in CBSE even in 11th and 12th, their performance is comparatively a lot better compared to the children who are studying in their in state board. So it's not only in our college or where we are offering the CBSE kind of board and all that. In CBSE there is a little flexibility in terms of the faculty, in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the way how they teaching methodology, and children are learned through their experience, and children are learned by doing experiments. All of that kind of knowledge that they gain is really useful for children to perform the best in the competitive examination. So this I have looked at last 2 to 3 years of data. Based on that I'm talking. And surprisingly, I was trying to talk to some of our friends, some of our students who studied with us, students who are studying outside. And if you search online chat GPT kind of tools, they present really very, very, very good data, and they give right answers also. So as a parent, as a student, you can look at that and wisely understand it, and accordingly you take a proper decision. And one more very important factor I must say to all the audience over here is, in state board, there are good number of colleges who are running, with facilities, with there are, the proper recognitions, proper affiliations, and all that. At the same time, there are good number of colleges without any of that. So parents, I would like to request you to do proper validation in terms of their affiliations, their recognitions. With CBSE, you will not find something like that. But with state board, you have so many, every nook and corner, they will have a college which, as a parents, at the outset, you will not know it. But in reality, they would have been forwarding from some other college and all that. At any point of time, it becomes a problem for the student and for the parent, when the educational departments are involved and all that. So as a parent, as a student, be cautious of such kind of thing. With CBSE, you typically don't find something like that.
Thank you, sir. I'm aware of the time, but somehow there are 3 to 4 more questions in the chat box, which seems to be very important. The first one is about how NCRT syllabus is helpful for preparing students for CAT kind of an exam.
All right, I'll combine that question with a couple of other questions that we have.
Yes.
Asking about UPSC exam, groups exam, or government kind of examinations. So children and parents, for most of the examination that happen in India, even for the government jobs, I think groups exam or SSC kind of examination, RRB, BSRB, I think many other examinations, right? Most of these examination, not most, I would say 100%. NCRT book reading, NCRT preparation would help a lot. I think there were few civil servants who have conducted sessions in our school, in our college. They just told children, if you read NCRT, that would help a lot. And in fact, during their UPSC preparation, they told they were reading NCRT books from grade 6 onwards. So meaning in their school life, if they thoroughly read these books, that would become biggest advantage for any kind of examination. CAT exam, again, CAT exam is written at the completion of the graduation. So, however, having exposure to mental ability, having exposure to aptitude, logical reasoning, problem solving ability as part of school life, as part of 11th and 12th, would help children to crack CAT kind of examination after their undergraduation.
Thank you so much, sir. One last question from the students' perspective is they would also like to know about polytechnic exams, sir. If you could just tell us in brief.
Sure. Polytechnic exam, there used to be a lot of popularity during my days of 10th class. I feel, that kind of popularity now not there. However, Polytechnic exam is written after, completion of 10th. So somebody wanted to, do, it's a kind of diploma kind of course, 3-year course after 10th. So, but I would recommend Polytechnic only if somebody wanted to, not to pursue beyond their +1 +2 kind of thing. So polytechnic exam is somebody who wanted to do course and get into job kind of profile immediately, because of their family background requires these people to study only 2-3 years and then get into job. So otherwise polytechnic is also kind of engineering diploma. So most of the students, they do polytechnic, which is 3 years, and then they write the ESET exam, and then they get into engineering. So engineering is again 4 years, polytechnic is 3 years, it would become 7 years. There are some colleges which they take entry into second year of engineering, but in most of the premier institute, you have to do all the way engineering again from year 1 onward. So meaning if you are planning to do engineering, I would more of recommend to get into engineering colleges through IIT JEE main or EPSET kind of examination rather than polytechnic, which is at the end of 10th. But however, it's a pretty good examination. Prepare well and write this exam. Understand how you are able to write exam, and for that perspective, I think it is always better to write this kind of examinations.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a clarifying and wonderful, insightful session. I would also like to thank our participants for joining us today and for contributing by posting wonderful questions in the chat box, which really made this webinar an interactive session. Thank you once again, everyone. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you all. I think there were some parents who were asking about more about IIT JEE, NEET, CUET, and I think we would need one full webinar for IIT JEE, one full webinar for NEET. In the upcoming days, we will definitely plan with various speakers coming in and talking about it. So today's webinar time, just to give little exposure about 11th and 12th, not into the details. And upcoming webinars, we will definitely cover such topics in detail. Thank you all. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.